Karl Isenburg and Associates, and we're here to talk about how much fun it is to be a buyer in this market. It's never been easier. There's tons of inventory, and whatever you want, we can get tomorrow. Is that about right?
Yeah, sure.
Well, we have been very successful with our buyers, but it takes education and it takes time spent and making sure our buyers understand what their expectations should be, right? And so we want to have a brief conversation about what we do differently as a team that help our buyers win, okay? And so I'll start with you, Sherry. What do you think in terms of when a buyer comes to us and says, I want to buy a house, but you know what, I need to sell my house, and you know, I can't seem to find anything that is available. Maybe I should just wait. I'm going to just wait. The market's going to crash pretty soon, and I'll just be able to buy a great deal next year.
Oh, okay, but no. This year you're going to get the most that you can out of that sale.
Right.
And we work very creatively where we have people that are maybe staying in their home a little longer and renting it back from the new owner, or we get out there and we get it done. We've had several clients that needed to hit that mark in like 60 or 90 days, and we have found them their house and they've moved in their new house.
Right.
And we focus on maybe the area they want to be in, and we get creative with how are we going to contact those people that are maybe not yet on the market that they want to sell.
And because we know what the sellers want, we're sometimes able to offer creative ideas. I think you had some situations where you had buyers that, you know, it was like, how do we put this deal together? But I saw that you had one where they were selling and buying, and you've crafted some ways of making it happen. I haven't seen you have a buyer that you've had some, you know, challenges, but you got them in the house.
Absolutely. I think it's creativity right now is key. Making sure that the sellers are happy and that your buyers are happy, and that in the end everybody is comfortable with proceeding in that fashion.
Right. Maybe doing the other person's job for them, right?
Yes.
Instead of saying, oh, so that's not my job. No, you have to make sure that the seller wins as well. And you have to think outside the box. How do we present our buyer so that that seller sees, oh, of those 10 people, I choose you, right?
Right.
And that's a good, and you also have to have stamina. You have to not give up, and you have to keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
And the one thing that we've talked about is our market's appreciating. Hopefully it's going to slow. We see a slight slowing, not in pricing, slowing in the level of appreciation, because we're at 2% a month. I mean, that's insane. I would like to see that at half a point. I'd love to see 5 to 7% appreciation in a year. A more balanced market. We're probably about a year away from a balanced market, which no one knows what, I know what that feels like. A lot of people we're going to think the world has ended. What do you mean I don't have an advantage? What do you mean it's got to be a fair transaction? But we know where that's going, and when a market is in a buyer's market, most realtors have never experienced that, okay? Because last time we were in a buyer's market was over 15 years ago.
Right.
And that's when the market is depreciating. No one wants to buy a house when the market's depreciating. You go, well, yeah, I want it. It's a great deal. No, you don't. Talk to me then. Because you know that when you buy that house, especially in the beginning of a buyer's market, when you buy the house, it's going to be worth less next month. Does that sound good?
No.
No, forget. I'm going to stay where I'm at. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
Yeah, so we run into that on a regular basis, and we know right now that market hopefully is going to slow its appreciation. But I know without a fact that when one of our clients buys a home today, it's going to be worth more next month. Don't you agree?
Right.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, and so that means that's a good time to buy.
Exactly.
And so we have found that we study the contract, the standard Arizona contract. You can change it. You can have our attorneys change things. We can get creative. But the standard contract, we know intimately. We know every nuance of that contract. And we know how to position it in such a way that we present the most aggressive offer, but we give our buyers a way to get out.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And then operationally, oh sure, we'll let earnest money go non-refundable. Then we turn to Sherry and say, hey, operations lady, how are we gonna do all this stuff in the next 10 days?
What's that date again?
Is that the day before or the day of? So that's really a big part of it, isn't it? In terms
Yes,
of
it is. Making sure you hit the marks and making sure you stay within the dates and knowing when we need to cancel or extend, for that matter.
Right.
It's always easier to be proactive than
Right.
it is on that day of.
Right, and so when we know and we're looking down the road, and how many times we had that conversation, you've seen a problem. We got a problem out there. So then we strategize today on, well, let's present this to the other side. And what do they? And they go, oh, okay. We just disaster averted because we were ahead of the curve.
Right.
Nobody likes surprises.
No.
No.
Set expectations early and there won't be any surprises later.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then we just have to keep on hitting the ball and being aggressive and understanding value when we represent our buyers to go capture that perfect home, because they're out there.
Right. They are.
So, you want to buy a home? Choose us.